So, there's a reason why I'm not using my main profile for this guide. And that's mostly because of ghost times. But this guide is going to cover Mute City 1 Classic, Mute City 1 Standard, and Mirror Mute City 1 with all vehicles. See, I don't care if I erase these ghosts. But before we get into that, let's show you how you can unlock those courses. Actually, let's see which courses we have. And we'll unlock a different course, just to show off how easy it is to unlock something. So what we did to unlock Mirror Mute City 1 was we played in Night League. But if you do Queen League, it's going to get you Mirror Mute City 2. And ideally, if you're just looking to practice first, you want to play these private lobbies with the computers to unlock all the tracks in the game. The hard part comes with trying to unlock classic tracks. And now we have Mirror Mute City 2 unlocked, but let's go for a classic track. Took me a little while to unlock classic Mute City 1. But no worries, I did it off screen. I'm just showing you on this, whichever one we pick is going to be the track that gets picked, since we're the only one in the lobby. But this is the fastest way to unlock tracks that you don't already have. It's to join a private lobby that only has you in it. Even though this is a common number that somebody would use, if I just hit X the moment I join the lobby, nobody else is going to join my lobby. And now we have these 2 tracks unlocked. So that's the fastest way to unlock tracks that you want to practice on. We're going to start with Classic because that's where you should be starting. And for Classic, we'll go in order of each car and from top to bottom to show the different strategies. Now you're going to want to hit gas after you see the 3rd dot, about halfway between that and when it says go. And you aim towards this wall You're really aiming towards a corner that's up here, but if you get to the wall first, that's fine. You're going to do this on all of your turns until you get to this jump. Now you want to take the jump if you're not Stingray. And we could try to go for this dirt cut. It would be faster if you get the dirt cut. We'll show off that later. Now that you got your S boost, still aiming towards this corner every time, and this one. These are the ones you want to hit the apex on. Here, you want to hit right about here and use your boost. And when you take this turn, you're going to tap gas. You could do it twice like I did, but 3 times also works. But we'll revisit this with Falcon to show how to improve your times greatly by using Ghost. And how you can also use Ghost to test which is faster out of A or B when it comes to strategies on the track. Like, is it faster for me to turn on these without letting gas, or would it be faster if I let go of gas? You can use your Ghost to find that out. And at the end of the track, you aim towards the finish line instead of the first turn. Stingray is, for the most part, going to have a very similar racing line. Fox is going to be slightly different. For laps 2 and 3. Also, right now is when you hit gas. Which is slightly, it's a less lenient time window than it is for Falcon. If you're not comfortable with the dirt cut, that's probably going to be faster than the dirt cut. Here you let off the gas and take your turn. It's faster because it takes up less space. And if you're taking the dirt cut, you're going to save a lot of time here, but also because of how much speed you lose on turns, you want to boost here with Fox instead of the standard spot, especially if you're going for optimal time. And optimal time would take the dirt cut and then take the dirt cut on the hairpin and use the boost there, except for lap 4, but we'll show you lap 4 in a second. Like, optimal would try to do this. I failed it, and that would have been faster if I just avoided doing it. And then boosting here on every lap but this one. This lap, we're going to boost where Falcon boosts. And Classic Goose on Mitch City 1 is very similar to Classic Fox. Also, your time window for pressing gas is even more lenient. You can do it right about there. No, messed it up. I was a little too early. But it's slightly after that second dot. Yep. like, you don't have to wait for the third one to pop up, but if you press it on the third one, you're pretty much guaranteed every time. And it's not going to make you go faster to press the gas button earlier. Also, you're going to avoid the pit on Classic. Unless your car's about to explode, and if you're trying to set times, that would be a reset if your car is going to explode. The reason we're boosting here is because of how much speed is lost, and we want our average speed to be higher. But Falcon doesn't lose that much speed, so it's faster for Falcon to boost through the dirt cut and take a shortcut. And like with Fox on the final lap, actually the final lap is boosting at the same spot with all four vehicles. But like, you see how much speed we're down right here, and then it would take us time to get back up to speed. That's why we boost on the hairpin for turn for laps 2 and 3. And Stingray usually gets interesting lines that involve not needing the jump. Also, you can press gas on the second dot with Stingray. It is the most lenient in terms of getting your boost start. But you take the jump for lap 1 just to help you get up to top speed faster. Here you only need to tap about twice to lose the least amount of speed. I think you can get away with a 1 tap, and by tap I mean tapping, letting off the gas like here. It's actually faster to do this to get your higher turn radius. And this is a shorter path, skipping the jump. And the jump makes you go at Stingray's top speed. And Stingray doesn't lose a whole lot of speed on turns. So you're never really needing to get to the jump. Because see, I'm at 478 right here. If I take the jump, still at 478, it would have been faster to just skip it altogether. So now let's show how you would use your Ghost to go faster. We'll do that with Stingray since we're already on Stingray. So far we're identical with our Ghost, but we can try to get a sharper turn and we see that taking those cuts has made us slower. But it's okay. You can still beat this ghost, especially knowing that this ghost doesn't skip the jump. Like, it skips the jump this lap, but lap 3 it doesn't skip. And you'll see after this is over that our lap 3 is going to be a new personal best fastest lap, simply because we didn't skip that jump. Our lap 4 is probably faster. I'd say only lap 1 is going to be slower. Is it faster? Who knows? Also, another good thing about ghosts is they show you the importance of not hitting the walls and let you know how much time you're going to lose on every mistakes you make. But anyway, those are the boost spots for if you're playing classic with every vehicle. Now let's get into standard, and we'll start with Stingray, then go to Falcon, and then Fox, and then we'll use Goose to demonstrate what a fast lap would look like, because the strategy that you're using for Goose is going to be roughly the same that you're using for Falcon. You want to boost as soon as you can into the pit. And one of the strategies I use with Ray on this track is to boost out of the pit as soon as my boost ends, so that I get, but only on the first lap. But as soon as my HP gets up to max health, I boost out of the pit. And your most important boost spot with Stingray is going to be right here. You're going to have about a little less than 2 boosts per lap. So we're at 5 boosts at this point because we boosted out of the pit to conserve on energy and possibly squeeze out an additional boost. We didn't quite manage our energy as well as we could have on that, trying to squeeze out an additional boost, but we still have enough to squeeze out 2. So we did I don't count the boost into the pit as one because you generally get your HP back. So we basically did a 3-2-2-2. As you can see, my first lap is faster because I boosted 3 times instead of 2. And despite the speed loss from power down going into the pit, which could be averted by not touching the walls as much, so you're not taking nearly as much damage. But here's a more beginner strategy with Stingray that doesn't try to squeeze out the additional boost. Again, every car is going to boost into the pit like this. And like, this is something you'd want to be doing in a 99 race with other players. And when you're starting off and you don't want to get too risky with your boost. We're always going to do that dirt cut there. You can kind of do this like little arcs in the pit to gain more boost. I'm not going to be very good at doing it on this controller. Speaking of, that's why I'm making a guide, is I'm waiting for my preferred controllers to get repaired. And figured using a bad controller for a guide actually works. Because if the advice was any good, then I can do it on a bad controller also. Just won't be the most optimal. Like this dirt cut coming up here, you can do the dirt cut anytime you're boosting, which is one of the reasons why I recommend putting rumble on your controller. Also, every single time that you take a turn that you're gonna boost out of, or just any turn, you want to pause, gather, aim, and now we're aimed at the apex right here. Then we boost when we hit it. You got like little marking, like here I can come out wide and take this dirt cut to aim better, to more consistently get through it. Also, speaking of turning wide, okay, cool. Speaking of turning wide, for most turns, if you want to have both the fastest time and the easiest time taking a turn, Falcon, you can definitely boost out of the pit. See, we waited until our boost stopped so that we made use of a boost there to get more energy while we're in the pit. But Falcon typically is going to be 2 boosts per lap on Mute City, with maybe 2 additional laps having 3 boosts. And this is where your third most important boost is right here, because it covers 2 corners. The only reason we don't do that on lap 1 is to save that energy by exploiting getting refilled in the pit. Again, you can come out wide here to come and take this turn to set it up a little easier. The more you do it, like just aim for accuracy, the more you do it and the more accurate you are, the faster you're going to be accurate. This is the most important boost spot, is through that dirt. This is second most important, is through here. And right now we have maybe, yeah, we can squeeze out 3 boosts, especially since we're crossing the line. But if this was a 99 race with that amount of energy, you don't want to squeeze out that third boost, because this amount of energy I have left is something you would usually, in most cases, take during a race. But in time trials, you're trying to, for an optimal time trial, you want to finish the line with 0 energy while you're smoking. But that's Falcon, is you swerve in the pit for your refill, and you boost roughly 3 times every lap for Mute City 1 specifically, also Mute City 2 and 3s. And we'll cover why Mute City gives you more boost. We'll do that right now, actually. Let me see what other tracks I have to show the difference between why Mute City is okay, so the length of this pit actually, let's look at it here on the bigger map. The distance from here to here is probably the shortest in the game. So if I come from back here so that I'm at full speed, or close to full speed, that's how much I've refilled. That's only about half. Versus if I do the exact same thing here, we'll come in full speed for lap 2. Whatever, close enough. You saw it was half for the other one. Oh, we were at a... Hilarious. Let's try that again. Probably be faster if I just went backwards. So we're in our power down speed. We can't go faster than, we can't reach 400. But you saw it was half your meter gets full from going through the full pit on Port Town. So on Port Town, we got right about there. Here we get about 50% more. That's why Mute City has the longest pit in the game. Which is why with Fox and Mute City, you're going to boost 4 times per lap. Keep in mind, these are Mute City strats. First into the pit, then out of the pit. You always want to boost out of the pit with Fox. The moment you get back to max HP and you're able to boost again, because right here we can drive in a straight line, don't even have to swerve, and we still get more than enough HP. But also, when you manage that boosting just right, even if you're taking damage from cuts like that, like if I hit the wall on that cut, or a cut like this, you still want to go in a straight line and boost out of that pit. Because doing so will save you enough to get an extra 5th boost for lap 4. It's even more egregious if you swerve like that. But yeah, now we should have enough to boost 5 times this lap. And our 5th boost, we boost here, we hit the brakes, go through that, and then boost here over the line. Don't worry if you're banging on walls the first couple of times, it's still going to be faster than not doing it. And the strategy with Goose is going to be the same with Falcon, which the beginner one would be boost 2 times every lap, or boost 2 times one of your laps, but 3 times the other ones. And then the more advanced meter management strategy would just be boost 3 times every lap. And we don't count the first boost into the pit. Speaking of the pit, I'm going to show an advanced strategy with Fox that you can use for every single track in the game, and in 99 races, so long as you're either at max or close to max energy when you cross the line and are able to boost. But a fun thing you can do with Goose, because of how its energy works, is you can do fast laps. So we'll go for the fastest possible lap we can get for lap 2. To set this up, we didn't boost out of the pit, which we probably should have, because that would have saved a little more energy. We can ignore this jump because we're going for a fast lap. And so going for a fast lap 1 is cool and all. Doesn't even matter that we're not at max speed, because now we are. And for Mute City fast lap with Goose, you basically boost every time you can boost, because you're gonna use your whole boost bar, except for here. But we actually could have boosted there. But let's go over what I call the Fox style strategy. Look at the Ghost for Fox, which is just doing a normal Fox lap. And what we're doing, you can see when this thing starts smoking, Like, we're just keeping pace with our fox friend here. Because this is how you can get an easy KO against a weak fox player. As they're smoking, we're right there. We could have taken that turn better to be right near the fox when it's going into the pit. But basically you keep pace with the fox, and when they go into power down mode at the end of the race or at the end of lap 1, especially if they overexert themselves and take too much damage, that's an easy KO for you. Also, since you have a faster top speed and more boost per full power bar, so that's how you get a fast lap with Goose. Also how you get a kill easy KOs on Fox, especially if they're weaker Fox players. Some people call it the Fox Gambit. I didn't see anybody calling it that when I made it up and called it Fox Die, which is a Metal Gear Solid reference, but whatever. But we'll continue on to show you, if you miss it and you don't kill the fox, you can just continue on normally, which is gonna be about 2 boosts per lap after that first lap 1 that kept pace with the fox. I think we have another boost here, so we'll use that, which is our, for Goose and Falcon, the 3rd most important boost spot. This is the 1st most important. No, we managed our meter poorly. And this is the 2nd most important. We can still get this and no, didn't manage it right. But again, for most time trials, you want to end the race smoking. That's going to be the fastest time you get. I'll show you what an actual time attack should look like with Goose when you're not going for fast lap or practicing Fox KO strats. We boost out of the pit to save energy. You can see that Goose is trying to kill a fox. So that was 3 boosts for lap 1. We want to swerve in here. We can do 3 boosts for lap 2 also, because 1, it's Mitch City, and we did our energy saving. But most tracks are going to be 2 boosts per lap with Goose. And sometimes your energy is bad on Mitch City, so for this lap, I'm not going to boost twice. I'm only going to boost once. I'm not going to boost 3 times, I'm only going to boost twice. We actually could have gotten away with 3 boosts that time. But we can definitely get away with 3 boosts this time. So again, that's our 3rd best spot. This is our 1st best spot. And this is our 2nd best spot. Again, one of the reasons why it's good to play vehicles like Fox is to find your all the spots that Fox wants to boost the most, which will help you when you get KOs with other vehicles in GPs or 99s. Or when you get so good at managing your boost economy that you have an extra boost. Alright, let's go over how to find where you need to boost, which is actually going to be helpful for Mitch City 1 or for all the standard tracks. Like every standard track, if you play in Classic, let's go with Fox because you're going to lose a lot of speed with Fox. And this is how we know which boost spots are the best. Is we're looking at our top speed. We're at, we lost a little speed on this turn. We lose speed on this turn and this turn. So we know that's 2 turns we can negate speed loss on. Here we could go through that dirt and that would help us negate speed loss. Here we could have cut through the dirt and that's where we're losing the most speed. So for Fox, that's actually the best boost spot because that was the most speed loss. Like you see how we're going barely below 30 here. We can go here, and that's a shortcut, so that's always good, but this is a lot of speed loss right here, which is why he passes me up, because that's where he used it at. And we're at the same amount of resources. He's got a boost, I've got a boost. But if we ignore boosting there and instead you find out that this is actually the best spot. It's like playing against your ghosts helps you with that, where you're like, oh, I'm losing speed here, and what strategies you personally use. Like in speedrunning, you have an optimal strategy and you have a consistent strategy. And if you're doing a tool-assisted speedrun where you plug in all the things to play perfect, you go for the optimal strategy every time. In a real-time run, you go for what's consistent until you can no longer get PBs. And if you've gotten so consistent at these consistent strategies and everything else about your runs that you can't beat your time, that's when you go for a more optimal strategy. So, this is very similar to Mitch City 1 regular with one minor difference. Well, 2 minor differences. So we're going to take this jump because it lets us take a shortcut. Otherwise, Stingray wouldn't care. Now hold down, hold nothing, and hold down. You aim through these mines, and this is your second best spot. Also, if you happen to lose speed, jumps help you. Again, it's full jump, medium jump, full jump. And if you're having a bad angle through those mines, you can let off the gas or delay before you hit the boost. Again, one of the reasons why I think me playing with a controller I'm bad with helps for this guide, because it ends up letting me run into those scenarios. You can also, at the, like right there, I didn't, but that was the most important boost, is through those mines. We didn't have enough to squeeze another boost out. This is another thing that you're gonna want to do with all your vehicles, or whatever vehicle you... I highly recommend picking one vehicle to start with, is you're gonna get used to how much boost you use every time you boost for that vehicle. As you can see, Stingray is not the vehicle I use the most. It's actually my least used vehicle. But those are all the boost spots. The only real difference in this course, other than it's a mirrored version, is going through the mines for the dirt cut and on the jumps. And the jump, initially for me and for a lot of players I knew, was a bit troublesome. Again, this strategy for Falcon and Goose is going to be the same. It doesn't matter if you're playing Falcon or Goose on this track, these are the spots you're going to boost. Out of the pit to save your energy, take that shortcut. We wouldn't have boosted there. Full jump, medium jump. If you get hit by the mine, that's a loss of a boost that we would have used there. Keep in mind that most mines on the track are a loss of one boost. We take this both for the top speed and the shortcut. Now, again, full jump, medium jump, full jump. And if you're struggling with the mines, oh, I haven't been doing the third boost. The third boost would be here, because it gets you a better full jump. If you're struggling with the mines, you can go around and boost right there, like that. Again, line this up, go through here. I'm also going to show you where you should be looking at on every turn. I'm sure if you have a driver's license, you've probably heard this before, but aim high in steering. You can do this if you have extra boost, where you boost around that. That's more of a Fox thing. You shouldn't really be needing to do it with Falcon or Goose. So aim high in steering. Let's look at a video to explain what this means, because I can't, whatever this is. So I'm looking as far ahead, like at this corner. I just look at the furthest ahead thing that I need to be hitting. Like right now, I'm probably looking at this corner or through here and looking at this right here. I'm looking very high in my steering. That's where your vision should be. So I'll show this off with Fox. So here at the, let me hide this. At the start of this race with Fox for this strategy that I'm about to show you, which is like you can kind of do it with Falcon, but you want to not do it with Falcon because you want to squeeze out an extra boost. But if you want to skip the extra boost strategy and try to get extra time, which is actually less of a time save than the additional boost strategy, where I'm looking at with Fox is near the end of the pit. Let me find something finer tipped to point with. Yeah, this works. Like, with Falcon, I'm looking right here at the beginning of the pit, so I can go in here and get all of this. With Fox, you're looking near the end, like right at the end of that. Nail clippers. I'll show you how much time the pit strategy saves by doing a normal run, where I go directly into the pit and boost out. Again, full jump, medium jump, you can start pressing down before the third jump. And if you end up in a situation like that with Fox, you're gonna tap through. You want to spin before you get into the pit. You also want to spin before jumps. But also, running into those mines is not as bad with Fox as it is with the other vehicles because of how good the pit is on Mute City 1, or just all the Mute Cities, that I can slightly delay here and I'm at full HP and have just as many boost every lap, or for the most part, except for that squeezing that extra fifth boost out. But that's another thing with practice that's going to help you, is not resetting. So that I used to do a practice technique, or a practice routine, where I would regularly do a race for like an hour straight. For 5 days a week, and then see how many more times can I complete that within an hour. And it'd be something like I finish it like maybe 30 full runs of the track in an hour. The next day I'm trying to get 31. This practice routine, which I highly recommend, I'm sure you can. There are other routines, everybody's got what works for them, but this I highly recommend because it'll make you more consistent and improve your average track time, and that's good for competition. Anyway, let me show you how much time you save from doing this at the start of the race, where we're going to aim for the end of the pit. Actually, we have to make it so you're going to have to look at the red dot on the map to see how much further ahead of them I get, just from getting into the pit late. But this is where they mess up, which shows you it's not going to be that bad of a time save or a time loss hitting those mines. Well, yeah, it's 2 seconds. That's bad in terms of if you're doing a run. But in a race, that means you're probably getting Skyway. And that Skyway is going to make up all that time for you. And on tracks like this, Skyway is good enough that it could save you the 3 seconds that were lost. 3.11. Also, as you see, every lap other than lap 1, I'm going for the full pit. But we probably hit the same amount of mines. Well, no, that one hit 3. I hit 2. As you can see, other than that boost right before the jump, most of the boosting spots are the same with Fox. The boosting spots with, I'll show you all the best boosting spots here when I do a fast lap. Full jump, medium jump, full jump. I've ruined the fast lap. Let me try it again. Because you shouldn't boost lap 1. I mean, you can boost here lap 1 to set up a fast lap. Because your lap 2s are generally going to be your fast lap setups. You could even do it for lap 3 or 4, but like one strategy I could have done was destroy all those mines. This doesn't matter how fast I get around that corner because I can boost right here at the start of the lap. Goose fast lap would not take this jump. Again, Goose fast laps are good for learning what to do when you have max KOs. You're not going to run into max KOs on Mitch City, generally speaking, unless it's like World Tour, and even then, that's kind of rare. And again, with Goose and Fox, this is a more important boost spot on Classic and 99s for the most part. And again, full jump, medium jump, and then hold down after. You can hold down, I want to say, a third of the way or 3/4 of the way after your medium jump. But don't worry about holding down on your medium jump. Just do full jump, medium jump, and then after you hit the ground again, do a full jump. And yeah, there's our fast lap. We got 24:15. And this concludes our tutorial on Mitch City 1 for Classic, Standard, and Mirror with all 4 vehicles, and where you should be boosting with all 4 vehicles. And you know what? I'm gonna do another one with Goose to show you it really does just play like Falcon. Most tracks, if you want to learn a secondary car and you play Goose or Falcon, pick Goose or Falcon. We should have taken that jump. But full jump, medium jump, full jump. We only boosted 2 times this lap. It should be 3 times every lap. Especially if we do our pit strategies like this and our first one where we boosted out of the pit. And this is your 3rd most important one, is right there. This is your 2nd most important one, with Goose, that is. And your most important one, also with Goose and Fox. That's the main difference between Goose and Falcon. Oh, we were supposed to boost there. But it's okay. If you forget to boost there, you could do this instead, where you do this little break through the thing, and then you have your additional boost. But that's generally how it should look with Goose. Or where you should be boosting with both Goose and Falcon. For all the cars. And yeah, we're not going to play any races because I'm not trying to smurf. I'm just using this to make this tutorial. But I will show you that our records we don't have records. Even for regular tracks, the only place our records are going to be at are in our records for practice. Anyway, good luck racing. Hope that you find this guide helpful. I plan on making 20 of these. One for every track. It's Mirror, Classic, and Standard version.